and welcome back to another episode of my podcast, Seema Says. In this episode, we're going to be going over exactly what people should do if they are going through the rigorous journey of attempting to post online, exactly why everybody should be posting online, what you can do about it starting today, and why you should never ever pay attention to the people that try to put you down ever in life. Doesn't matter if it's online or offline. So let's jump right into it. I've been creating content for a little over 4 years now. I started in 2020 when the pandemic hit. I was like, let's go ahead and start posting. And that was just my jump start, I guess, that I needed to go ahead and begin. And since then, I have watched my life change around me. I have watched myself change. I have faced things that I didn't even know I would have to face. I have gone through a lot of inner battles, outer battles, you name it. And in this episode, we're going to be covering most of it. So I would just like to start off with the basic fact that everybody who has access to the internet in some way or shape or form should ideally be posting content, simply because I believe that everybody has a story, everybody has stuff that they know, and everybody has experience, life experience. We live in the school of life, and ultimately that is the best education. When you can learn how to study your own life and study the lives of others and the mistakes that they make so that you don't have to make the same mistakes later on, you will automatically be more awakened to your own path. You will automatically be more aware of your life and what you should be doing. In a way, you can develop your intuition by studying how things have played out for you thus far and what you've done to attract them in your life. And you'll be able to reverse engineer how your energy actually caused things to happen, both good things and bad things in our life. We like to blame other people a lot of the time for a lot of the way that things go and for the way that the world is working right now. But in reality, we have no one to blame or account for except ourselves, because we are the sole determining factor of how energy manifests around us, right? So because of this, we should be attempting to get very clear on exactly what our superpower is. And that superpower is the ability to control, maintain, and direct energy, or rather to influence energy. So when we can understand how to influence our own energy, we become very powerful. We become indoctrinated, if you will, into the lesser known stuff of how things actually work universally and on a quantum level. And this is something that is disregarded as pseudoscience. And, as you go down the path of really wanting to know answers, right? You will understand that everything that society has taught you has been for the sole purpose of indoctrination, right? And so indoctrination doesn't serve anybody except for everybody who's trying to indoctrinate you. So it doesn't serve you. You will come to understand that life is a zero-sum game. It's either this thing is helping me or this thing is harming me. There is no in-between. People, situations, experiences, everything is either an asset or a liability. And you have to decide, you have to make the conscious decision every single day when you wake up where exactly you are going to place your attention, right? The more you learn about the quality of the self, the qualities of the self or the soul, you will learn how the Creator is present inside of us. And so because the Creator is present inside of us, we have a constant connection to this source energy. Okay? And so because we have this constant connection, and remember I was telling you that superpower, if we do not use it, we're essentially wasting the point of human life. We're not tapping into exactly our power or exactly our potential. Not even our fullest power or our fullest potential, because it should be noted that our potential is infinite. So the whole journey of life is attempting to tap into the fullest of this infinity and just literally life maxing, literally potential maxing, like your entire life. That's the point of human life, of human existence. And so self-development, really soul development, is actually the point of life in general, not just human life, but like all life, right? So if we're not developing on an inward level, on a soul level, spiritually, which is the one thing that sets human beings apart from animals, then we are living, just like an animal would be. And so then we are under the laws of karma instead of being above the laws of karma. Let me explain. Nobody is fully above the laws of karma because we ultimately have this human body and we are attempting to transcend the human body. That's the point of life. So nobody's above the laws of karma. You are born, you will die. Whatever you give, you will receive. This is Newton's third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. However, we do transcend the laws of karma when we pass out of this life and return home, back to our Creator, back home, back to Godhead. But the catch is that not many people have the ability to do this at the time of death because they are not practicing during their life. They are not practicing for moksha, you could call it, or liberation, right? So because we're not practicing, we are quite literally within the clutches of karma. And in Sanskrit, this is known as Maya. Maya means illusion in Sanskrit. This is just God's beautiful illusory energy that is also Him, right? And so we do not have a choice unless we give ourselves that choice of awakening. Otherwise, people struggle so much every day, all of the time. Life is struggle. Life is nothing but struggle. Sorry to say that, but Earth is a school. So because Earth is a school and because we are here to ultimately learn and pass soul lessons, we should be understanding that this connection with our Creator must be explored. It must be looked into. It must be prioritized. That is the point of every day of our waking existence. Each moment of our life is a gift given to us by our Creator, because we have the ability to, within every moment, literally co-create universes, co-create worlds. And my friends, it's through the power of imagination that we get to do this. It's not through any other power. It's not through physical ability because we're limited in that. It's not through mental ability because it is through mental ability because the imagination is housed within that sphere. But most things, or rather I'd say all things are mental, actually. Not just most things. The universe is mental. The universe is mental. It's not physical. It's not simply abstract. It's mental. And so this mentality that is universal creation deposits itself into atoms and into the cells of our bodies and into, our karmas, our karmic paths, who we each individually are, etc., etc. The world was not ready for this type of information a few years ago, but I fear that it's ready for Seema now, The process of quote-unquote transcending karma, like I touched on before, is literally coming home to the self, coming home to the soul, understanding that you are infinite, literally. And so your birth was not your birth. Your death will not be your death. You are here visiting. And so because you're here visiting, you must take care of the home that you inhabit, the body you inhabit, the earth planet that you are inhabiting. Nobody is here forever. Nobody is here forever. That's why, essentially, we have to make a conscious effort to do our best here and then get out, and just really live out our purpose and our passion and our fun and our joy, which is, by the way, not taught in society for a reason, because who does it serve to have you be happy? Nobody, right? It doesn't serve the machine of capitalism, which is a global machine, by the way, which is not just a global machine, but also a historical machine. There are various nefarious roots of this whole system that go back centuries, generations, and the system is collapsing. It is collapsing because it collapses with the awakening of you and I. You know what I mean? And so when one is awakened to their supernatural abilities, to their supernatural self, to their supernatural gifts, to the supernatural itself, which is Creator God, then they do not need to play by the rules any longer. They play by a new set of rules. They play by spiritual rules. They play by the rules that God ordains for them. Every day they wake up and they thank their Creator for not letting them slip into the abyss of unconscious, right, that we experience every time we sleep. So to be aware of our Creator, to be aware that there is somebody powering our heartbeat. One second. I was doing my makeup. Okay. To be aware that there is a being powering our heartbeat at all moments of time, that is caring for us, that produces mangoes, fruits for us, that allows our legs to move, our eyes to see, our bodies to operate, that is telling us to breathe at all moments of time. The fact that there is Creator God, that we are all individually plugged into, the fact that we have been born at this specific time, space, frequency, circumstance, where we are all sharing the planet at the same time, with the rise of technology, etc., is not to be overlooked. We are here to use the tools and resources that we can to spread our messages, to live our joy, to live for God, to carry out the orders that He is giving us. If He tells you to put your light out there, your talents, gifts, skills, abilities out there, you better do just that. If Creator God is telling you to sing, you better sing. If Creator God is telling you to do what makes your heart happy, you better do just that. Nobody gain anything from suffering. You will never gain anything from needlessly suffering. Cut the crap. Cut the needless suffering and the woe is me and the ego mind and the me, my, mine. Cut it, because it's not going to serve you. And people that are really in that energy of egoic self-obsession and not soul expression are the people that are unhappy. They are the people that are comparing themselves to other people and that contribute to the race mind degradation of superintelligence and creativity. These people are the haters. These people are the people that do not know creativity if it hit them on the head. These people are unwilling to go within to see who they really are, to look deeper within themselves for any gifts that they may have. They're too busy comparing themselves, doing what society wants them to do. Comparing themselves to other people, thinking that they are less than other people, and contributing to this notion of jealousy, to this notion of comparing oneself to other people, this notion of you're better than me, you're worse than me, this notion of separation. Nobody is separate from anybody else. We are interconnected. We share a consciousness. And so there's no way that anybody can ever be separate from anybody else. We are all psychic. We are all connected. We all share gifts. When one person succeeds, you don't know it, but they're paving the way for you to succeed too. When one person taps into their gifts, you don't know it, but they're allowing for you subconsciously to tap into your gifts too. We pave ways for one another. Every day is more expansion. Every day there is more greatness. There is more ingenious being built and born. Every day a YouTuber uploads a new YouTube video and creates entertainment and magic for the world and adds magic to the world. And the fact that some people just cannot see this and they're too roped up in their own, judgments and comparisons, they are perpetuating their own unhappiness, and they're perpetuating unhappiness in the hearts of others. Whenever somebody gossips, whenever somebody slanders another person's name, whenever somebody spreads lies about somebody else, they are saying to the universe, give me more of this. This is what I want. I want this to happen to me because I am doing this to somebody else, because I'm using somebody else's name. I want this to happen to me. Universe, God, please allow for me to suffer the way I am attempting to make somebody else suffer. That's exactly what they're saying. Whenever someone posts a hate comment or is hating on somebody, even internally, universe, God says, all right, you are limited then. You will be limited then. In the way that you so choose to be, yes, you will be limited. That's exactly what is happening. So now you are creating limitation for yourself, lack for yourself, instead of expansion for yourself, instead of abundance, creation for yourself. You, my friend, get to decide. Every day you get to wake up and decide what side you want to be on. Do you want to be on the side of self-harm, or do you want to be on the side of self-help? Do you want to be on the side of love, creativity, friendship for all? How can you say that you're a good person and then turn around and not exhibit that? It makes zero sense. You are not somebody that is operating in light or that is seeking to operate in light if you are spewing darkness, both at yourself and at other people. And this is the truth. This is the truth. So keep in mind that, like I said before, every single action has an equal and opposite reaction. Universe God handles everything. Universe God is karma. So anything anybody does to anybody else will be justified, will be vindicated. It will be, whether this is a positive or a negative action. So do what you would want for you. That's it. That's it. Create what you want to create. You don't want something negative happening to you, don't do it to anybody else. You don't want to be limited in your creative expression, don't try to limit someone else's creative expression. And this is just words of advice. I'm telling you this because I love you and because this is the truth, not because I have anything to gain from it, but because when one is armed with knowledge, they are powerful. Knowledge is power. And it takes a certain amount of responsibility to even have certain types of knowledge. Because again, knowledge is power. And you need a certain level of responsibility to handle certain amounts of power. So when you are armed with knowledge of the divine and knowledge of how the divine works, you use it to better the world, to better yourself, to better other people. And you walk away from situations that do not serve you, and you never allow for your vibration to be calibrated in a way that is not favorable to you and your soul. That's it. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so easy. There's so much negativity in the world. Everybody is fighting with everybody else. I walk outside of my house. Birds are fighting with crows. Like, everybody's fighting. In the animal kingdom, in the human kingdom, there is just nothing but fight and war. Why? Right? Because this is necessary for survival. But when you're a human being, you've surpassed a level of needing that to survive. And so you can be a little bit more refined. And you never need to fight with anybody or argue with anybody. Even yourself. And my friends, this is the nature of self-compassion. This is what it means to have compassion with yourself. You begin to have compassion for everybody. You begin to love everybody when you really love yourself. And people sense that. People can feel that. People know that. People can smell it off of you. Your aura grows and glows and radiates. And it's just obvious. And so never allow for anything to plant a seed in your heart if it will not take you back to love, if it will not take you back to the road of love, to the goal of love, infinite love and intelligence, which is love. If something happens in your life, if you have negativity coming your way, if somebody tries to fight with you, if there are hate comments on your posts, whatever it is, use it. Use it. You can use it like this. Number one, assess. Is this bothering you? Yes or no? If the answer is yes and it is bothering you, why? Ask yourself why. Because everything that happens in reality is a reflection of what's happening inside of us. So ask yourself, why is this happening around me? Is there some sort of hatred I have towards myself? Am I ridiculing myself in some way? Do I not have confidence in myself? Am I doubting my abilities? Am I holding myself back in some way? Maybe for other people, is that conditioning maybe not completely gone, right? Of societal conditioning, is that still kind of there? And if the answer is yes, and you have some more self-work to do, then do the self-work. There is nobody to fight outside of yourself. Do you understand? Do you understand? And if somebody is trying to project negativity or hate onto you, it's just that. They are just projecting, because anybody who has love inside of them will give love, right? Like, you give what you have inside. So if you have jealousy, negativity, gossip, whatever, you will give that. You will do that, right? That'll be your action, right? So nobody who is focused on their success gossips. Do you want ugly skin? Like, do you want to be ugly? If you want to be ugly, then go ahead and gossip and spread hate and negativity. You will be very ugly. Because what is within will always come out. That's just the law. That's just the law. As within, so without. If you're beautiful inside, it will show on the outside. It'll show through your radiance, through your mannerisms, through your intellect, through your skin, through your aura, through your smile. Beauty is the soul. It's not Instagram or what people think beauty is. Fillers and makeup and all of that, right? That's just, come on, we know this now. So if you are beautiful within, it will show, and you will be beautiful in totality. But if you're somebody that has darkness, negativity, pain that is unhealed within you, that's going to come out too. And it's going to come out in the form of gossip, in the form of running your mouth, in the form of just maybe even engaging in things that strip you of your energy, like drinking alcohol excessively, right? Which is a form of self-harm. By the way, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter whether you're drinking or not. The analogy here is, how are you drinking, right? If you're doing it to self-harm, then it's a form of self-harm. If you're doing it to, what intention are you approaching drinking with? So in the same way, if you are self-harming, it will show. I remember when I was younger, I used to party a lot, and I used to also drink a lot. And I was doing it for fun most of the time. Then at one point, I started doing it to escape. And when I started doing it to escape, you could see it in my face, in my body. I was losing energy. When you lose energy, when you lose chi energy, life force energy, which is God's promise and gift to us as human beings during this lifetime, life is literally a promise. Do you understand that? It's a promise. So when you lose energy, chi energy, literal life force, prana, you begin to age, you begin to lose your vitality, you begin to lose your joy, your personality, you begin to be more susceptible to demonic attachments, you begin to just open yourself up to anything to leech off of you, people, memories, emotions, circumstances. So control your energy, control your mind, control what you are being fed, what you are feeding yourself as well. If somebody triggers you or something triggers you, examine why. Why is this person triggering me? Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's me. Maybe I have some issues within myself. I'm not letting myself be free. I'm not letting myself express. I don't feel pretty. Whatever it is, baby. Examine what it is within you that you are not comfortable with, and understand that God universe has created you the way He's created you for the exact reasons that make you you. And so you should be honoring that, loving that, respecting that, and just go to Him, go to God, because God will make you feel pretty, and then He will make you actually very pretty, etc. Whatever it is. And this is through the Spirit, you guys. This is not through anything except the Spirit. Everything is spiritual, everything is energy, everything is a war on energy, everything is a war on the Spirit. The world that we see in our 3D reality is not the actual world. It's just the past. The 3D is the past. The 3D is a manifestation of what has already happened. The real world exists in the Bible, in the Gita, in scripture, in energy, in spirit, in law, physical law, quantum law, right? As within, so without. You have to understand reality is a mirror. The faster that people wake up to the fact that reality is a mirror and that they have the ability to change inner circumstances first, and then they will watch outer circumstances change, that is when people will be set free within themselves, within their consciousness. Freedom happens within the mind, within you. You cannot buy freedom. You cannot barter for freedom. You cannot, no amount of money will make you free either. So that's today's data set and podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys liked it, be sure to go on Apple Podcasts and rate me 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Woo! I'm like winded. That was very intense. Thank you for being here, and enjoy your moments. Enjoy this life. Spiritually enjoy it. Try to cultivate love in your heart. Seek God, and you will find every answer you need, and everything you need too. It's already all within you, and so is He. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.